Hi everyone. I don't usually do commentary video, but since last week the community has been a bit on fire with the announcement of LEGO's Smart Brick, and I actually have some thoughts about it, so I decided to do this video. I will structure this into three main chapters. First, what is the Smart Brick? Second, how is it different from what LEGO has been doing? And third, my thoughts about it. But first, let me put the pricing issue out of the way. I actually haven't seen how much this will cost, how much will cost the sets that will include the Smart Brick, and that is really not important to me. LEGO is not a basic need product, and therefore LEGO as a company has the full right to set what price they feel it's correct for their products. And we as consumers have the right to pay that price or not consume their products. So you will never hear me rant about the price of any LEGO product. You'll just hear me say that I'm willing to pay that price or not willing to pay that price because that product for me is worth that price or not. So with that out of the way, let's go into the Smart Brick. What is the Smart Brick? The Smart Brick is an electronic device with the size of a 2x4 brick that can produce light and sound. And it has sensors that detect movement, direction, and the proximity of other objects, like, for instance, other smart bricks or special pieces that have tags that the smart brick can read, electronic tags that can be in special pieces or special minifigure torsos. So how does that work? The smart brick can read the instructions on those tags and can act upon them. And that can mean, for instance, to make a specific sound or produce a specific colorful light when he's in a certain position, when a tag gets near or gets far, in certain direction. They can detect if they're adjacent to a specific color, like red, blue, yellow, whatever. They can detect if they are being moved in a certain direction, and they can even control the behavior of other smart bricks. Some examples shown in the upcoming Star Wars sets that will include smart bricks is the smart brick playing a swoosh sound of a ship when it's being moved. So you have the smart brick inside one of the ships, and when someone moves the ship around, the smart brick will emit a sound, or the sound and light of laser cannons when you press a lever and the smart brick is set adjacent to a red tile. If you want to see this in action or get more details about the smart brick, I really advise you to see Tiago Catarino's video on it. I'll link it in the description. How is the smart brick different from what LEGO has been doing so far? Well, very different. In terms of light, for instance, LEGO has only done the basic light bricks that either you need to press manually or you need to connect them with electricity to have them showing light. And the light is only in one color. You have orange or white or red, but each brick only shows one color. In terms of sound, you have sound bricks that can be used in sets like the retro radio or the sorting hat from Hogwarts, but the sound brick is specifically done for that set, meaning that if the sound brick of your retro radio breaks, you can't just pick up the sound brick from the sorting hat and put it there, because your retro radio will not play radio stations, it will just sort you in some random Hogwarts house. And that is because the sound brick is not programmable. They just have a set of recorded tracks that then randomly are played when you press the button of the sound brick. The nearest of the things that LEGO has done to the smart brick is the interactive Super Mario sets. But even those, and I'm assuming a bit things here because I haven't played with them. I have seen them being played, but haven't played myself, and I haven't seen how that works. But my understanding, and please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, is that the pieces have like some kind of sticker with a barcode, and is that barcode that being read by the character of Mario or Luigi will trigger some kind of behavior on the display of that character, being either counting points or showing some animation in a very like primitive, let's call it like that. That's my understanding. Now, the smart brick is really a next level thing because you can actually program it with the smart tags and smart minifigures. Because instead of having, in terms of sound, instead of having tracks recorded, it actually has like an open array of sounds that can be used. Imagine it's like, instead of having the track of a song, it actually has the notes available, and what you have to do is program those notes to play a song. It's a bit more complex than that because it will do like gibberish voices, not only songs, but for instance, you'll see that the songs that they will do, like one example is when you put the Emperor sitting on the throne and put the smart brick near there, it will play the Imperial March. The Imperial March is a bit like a 80s video game song, not really a recorded track. And that means that the smart brick can know the notes, and what the smart minifigure of the Emperor is doing is telling them which notes to play in which order. This really opens up a wide range of possibilities because the smart brick actually is not that smart. The smartness is on the smart tags. It's like the smart brick is a computer, but the smart tag is the program that will actually define the behavior of what that computer needs to do in certain situations. My thoughts on the smart brick. So firstly, I want to address what looks like a big gap between marketing of the LEGO Group saying that this is the most important thing that they have released in the last 50 years, and the community that mostly has some strong reactions with the smart brick saying that still not there yet. And I think that a lot of this comes from the community looking at what the smart brick is now, and the LEGO marketing team seeing the possibilities for the future, seeing that what leap this step is regarding what they had before. And yes, the smart brick is still very big. The sets look weird with the smart brick there. Yes, the battery lasting 40 minutes with a charging time of 3 hours, it's not good. Yes, the sounds are inaccurate, a bit clunky. All that is true, but the fact that we have a single brick this small, that it's all equal. If one gets ruined, you can use the one from the other set. It's not like the sound bricks right now. And that the smart tags are the real difference, and where it's the code is a game changer. The fact that you can code things into a smart tag and make the smart brick react is a game changer. Look, what LEGO has released right now, is releasing right now, is good for their target audience, which is children. And I know that apples are already a big part of the LEGO consumers, but this is a big investment. LEGO for sure already invested a huge amount of money into developing the smart brick, and to fix these problems they will still have to invest much more money. So For a company that needs to test something in the market, it's very smart to start with their less demanding audience, in this case children, and release a product that is like 70% there to see if it really has the value that they believe that it has, and if the target audience really buys into the product. And then they will decide if they keep investing in it and fix those problems and make it a better product or not. I actually believe that this will be a hit amongst kids, and I think Lego will evolve it. And for the Apple community, I can see a point in the future where you have smart tags and smart minifigures that are generic, they're not loaded with a specific program, and that we at home have some kind of device where we can load a program that we developed in a tool like Studio, and that we can load inside those minifigures and inside those smart tags, so that we can do we can explore all the possibilities of a smart brick, probably a second generation of the smart brick with a lot more possibilities, and that will really allow us to do a lot with the smart brick. So those were my thoughts. If you have thoughts of your own, feel free to add them in the comments. Till the next one, stay safe. See you soon.